Welcome one and all. For the last week I did a deep dive into Forspoken, completed it 2 times, and here is what I think. In short, yes, it has its problems. But is it as bad as everyone says? It depends on how you look at it. So nobody can deny that the game seems dated. It stops you for dialogues, freezes you on the spot for even seconds later. Same happens in the menus. And don't get me started on the poor job they did with the PC optimization, because they didn't. To be able to record it, I had to set everything to low and it's still choppy. Considering I got this game through the AMD reward program for my GPU purchase, it's a joke that it runs that bad on said GPU. Despite all of that, I didn't encounter a single bug over my 50 hours of gameplay. And that in itself is something special nowadays. Many reviewers criticized the dialogue, especially from Frey herself.
Dun 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 dun.
Here I have to disagree to a point. Considering where Frey is coming from and how her life is up to this point, I think it's rather fitting. The problem is not bad dialogue, but that the character of Frey starts out very unlikable. And I think this is done on purpose. I don't want to go into spoilers here. Let's just say that her development over the game reminds me of Ahsoka from Star Wars The Clone Wars. Nobody liked her in the beginning and now she's a fan favorite. And that too was on purpose. It's a common way to develop characters in books, movies and yes, video games. The real flaw of this game is its bad pacing. This may even be the reason why most of the reviews are that bad. Till you reach chapter 8 or 9, this game is very limited. You are lacking on traversal skills and spells, which makes getting anywhere tedious and fighting boring. To be honest, I think a lot of reviewers didn't have the stomach to play this far, and I can't really be mad about it. The pacing is that bad. So what can we do about it? On my second playthrough, I concentrated purely on the main story and the quests inside the city. I did this because doing events on the map oftentimes results in getting stuck in the terrain because you don't have the traversal power yet. Clearing ruins of monsters is boring because I didn't have the spells to make fighting interesting yet. Only the city makes sense to do because it changes over the course of the game and I don't know if that makes some of the quests missable. And your powers don't matter here anyway.
That kicks nice and hard.
After finishing the main story, which took me around 12 hours on my first and 5 hours on my second run, I suddenly had a full deck of powers and a whole map to discover, dungeons to explore and gear together. From this point on, the game is really fun. The combat is fast-paced and varied enough to stay interesting. Traversing this large map reminds me a bit of games like Prototype or Infamous.
You think I got this?
Had they opened up the map earlier and given you the traversal powers with it, this game could have been a hit. Another very good thing that has to be pointed out is the fantastic customization of the difficulty. Don't like puzzles? Switch them off. Stamina regeneration too slow? You can change that. Enemies dying too fast on easy, but you die too fast on hard? Set the game on hard, but the damage received lower. You can set this game up the way you want. Just don't make this mistake. I upgraded my gear on my second run to the max, and now nothing can stop me, to a point where combat again gets boring. There's no denying that this is a lot of if and but to get to a state that the game is fun, and everyone has to decide for themselves if it is worth the hassle. It's still better than 20 hours of Final Fantasy XIII till the game starts. So what's my verdict? The game is incredibly fun, if viewed from a certain angle. Is it enough to justify the hefty price tag? No, not really. The hiccups and flaws are just too much. But at a discount, you buy a good week of fun. Maybe even a month if you really like traveling the map and fighting random encounters. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And as always, stay strong and survive the break.